The comfort of your favorite seat is now your comfy car selling command center, thanks to Carvana.
It doesn't get any better than this.
Your favorite seat's the best spot in the house. Make it even better by entering your license plate or VIN and getting a real offer in minutes.
There really is no place like home.
And speaking of home, Carvana will pick up your car from yours after you finalize your offer. Visit Carvana.com or download the app and sell your car from your comfy place.
It's a new day in New Bedford. Welcome to the Phil Paleologus Show. With updates and breaking news from the WBSM newsroom and on the WBSM app. And your calls and conversation at 508-996-0500. Here he is, New Bedford's #1 talk show host, WBSM's morning mayor, Phil Paleologus.
Thanking you for tuning in, and just to clear things up, I am all in favor of why whoever it was did not grant the Boston Marathon the right to be included in wagering. And see, I'm in favor of wagering, okay, as you well know. But they would have to put together so much in terms of contracts and understandings, and there's just not enough time between the Boston Marathon. That's a week from today. This is 7:09. What do you think they'll be doing a week from today in Hopkinton? Yeah, huh? Earlier this morning I was saying the trees would get plenty of water. It's if you've never been up there, it's quite an experience. Because remember, folks, you're dealing with a lot of people, and it's just, there's a crazy atmosphere up there. Anyway, a lot of people along the route, they hate the marathon. They hate it because of what people do to their lawns and parking. Yay. Anyway, good morning. Great to have you with us. It really is. But I am all in favor of, they didn't have enough time to set things up properly. I'm goal-oriented. I like infrastructure. I like to see where we're going, okay? And this way I can take the weakest link out, and, that's how I am. Huh? So, anyway, they'll probably have it in place for next year, which is fine. That's fine. And one more thing I wanted to bring up, and that is the transition that probably will go on that would split the Executive Office of Housing and the Economic Development Department into two separate departments. And I'll tell you why I'm harping on this. The way I understand it is that both departments are going to now become cabinet-level departments. They'll both have cabinet-level heads. That kind of action doesn't just happen. That will require a constitutional amendment, I'm sure. I mean, they're changing the whole structure. And I don't know how popular it's going to be, but we'll soon find out. And speaking of voting and stuff up there on Beacon Hill, right on the heels of rights expansion, Beacon Hill is considering voting rights for incarcerated felons. How would you vote on this old argument? Voters chose to strip Massachusetts prisoners with felony convictions of voting rights via a ballot question 23 years ago. Have they changed their minds? Well, two lawmakers are vying to restore the right to vote for felons who only lose the privilege while behind bars. So this, you know what? You want to talk about a constitutional amendment? This would definitely require a constitutional amendment. No doubt about it, if they wanted to do that. But how would you? Do you support or not support? 996-0500. 996-0500. Let's see if this works. Hello there. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Phil.
Good morning, my friend. Good morning.
You had a good Easter?
It was.
Did you have a good Easter?
Yes. We have two. We have two. We celebrate two Easters and one Christmas, unfortunately. But
the Roman Catholic and Greek Orthodox, right, Phil?
Right. One goes by the Julian calendar and the other by the Gregorian calendar, and that's why you have two different Easters.
Very good. Time spent for prayer and to spend time with your family. They're both important.
And to get Hershey's 100% chocolate Easter eggs at 75% off, my friend. 75%.
Yeah. Beacon Hill, it's all about the pork, believe me. There's a lot of pork up there, taxpayer money, and they want to spend it whichever way they want. That's why they put all in the general fund.
Oh, yeah.
So, they don't want the auditor to go in there. They don't want any oversight.
Mm-hmm.
They want their pet projects, and that's why we are in a quagmire that we're in.
That's right.
When
it gets to that level, I call it what it is. It's corruption. All right?
Oh, yeah,
and
sure.
when people say we have a corrupt government, this will give them a little bit of an idea of what corruption is all about. And yeah, this is the part that people hate. I think most people are reasonable, but this is the stuff that gets people riled.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's not only people getting riled here, but Maria Bartiromo's reporting that Vice President Kamala Harris is going to be traveling to Nashville, Tennessee, where they had the trans protests. A lot of the college students invaded the inside of the state house in Nashville, Tennessee, where the state representatives couldn't even get around. One guy one of the state reps had to throw himself on the shoulders of a state police trooper, while another state police trooper covered his back like a sandwich. As he dragged the state rep in, while a young college student was yelling and screaming and pointing and following the state representative all the way through the state house. Imagine that.
You know what? I'm glad you reported that version of the story that a lot of people aren't getting. A lot of people are receiving reporting about something. It was a disruption that happened in the well of the House of Representatives, and they completely do not tell the people what and why, and that's the way it is. It's part of the agenda.
Well, it was packed in there with college students. You had some of the ringleaders. Most of them are adults, probably middle-aged, telling them, the slogans, all that hoo-ha, profanities being spewed out. No, my question is, Phil, how did they get into the State House?
Okay, good.
I thought protesting was outside.
Great question. Fantastic question, because I want to take that question and apply it to what happened with the Pentagon coming out and saying that, we had top secret information leaked. When I say that, my listeners are saying, what happened? They hacked us. And I want to know how. How is other countries or whoever, how can they tap into the most important department for security? How? That's what I want to know.
Well, you're right, but it has to do with we're not keeping up with the technology. We're becoming, technology. We're not. In other words, we're not advancing our technology faster than our adversaries. Mm-hmm. So basically, becoming sitting ducks. But let me just say one thing in closing is they made a big deal about Trump inciting January 6th and the invasion of the Capitol. But that's what Kamala Harris is doing today. She's going there to Nashville, Tennessee, so she can go there and incite civil unrest among the rabble-rousers, the Trans Resistance Network that's going to be there. That's what she's doing. She's adding fuel to the fire, and I want to know where Merrick Garland is to investigate him and Christopher Wray about what happened at the State House in Nashville, Tennessee. Why aren't they doing their job?
Are you trying to say, are you truth-seeking here? Because if you are, good luck. I'm glad, again, you reported that side of the story, because it just is a blaring fact that the media is coddling this story very, very carefully. Very carefully.
Well, the media is complicit. They no longer report the news. No. They're propaganda outlets. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these women that you see, they're all dolled up, ready to go to the ball.
Yeah.
They're all dolled up, and they're giving you propaganda. They're getting paid. CNN, MSNBC, all the alphabet soups. They're giving you propaganda from the time you get up in the morning till the time you get up. That's why people's heads are constantly spinning. They don't know where to turn.
I know it. You're right. And the information they're getting is just a perspective and maybe a slice at best of the facts of, this is what they want people to hear. This is what they want. That's their agenda. I mean,
that's why your buddy LaBute, that's why when he comes on your show, you don't know what he's talking about half the time, because he buys into the propaganda machine.
Do you know that John LaBute is great talk show candy? You of all people, where do we get calls when LaBute is on the air? After he's on, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I love it. Are you kidding me? That's cotton candy.
He's not cotton candy. He's sweet and sour candy.
He's cotton candy to me.
Yeah, all right, Phil. Have a good one.
Bye.
Take the Morning Mayor wherever you go. Download the WBSM app.
This time next week, I'll be sick in bed with West Nile virus, thanks to a mosquito bite right in front of my house.
In 8 minutes, my daughter will be in an ambulance, having an asthma attack, triggered by cockroaches.
I'm going to be bitten by a tick today. I won't even know it until Lyme disease turns my life upside down.
Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association and the CDC.
Oh, yeah, I love cotton candy. But on the flip side of that circus, we're also friends.
This is just a little sample put up on a single note. Other notes are bound to follow, but the root is still that note. Now this new one is a consequence of a one we've just been through, as I'm bound to be the unavoidable consequence of
you.
There's so many people who can talk and just say nothing, or nearly nothing. I have used up all the skill I know, and at the end I come to nothing, or nearly nothing. So I come back to my first note, as I must come back to you. I will pour into that one note all the love I feel for you. Anyone who wants the whole show, really fast so he will find himself with no show. Better play the notes you know.
What a great song. Some people talk, and what do they say? Absolutely, tweedledoo. To you, and let's get into some news right now, all right?
There's so many people who can talk and just say nothing, not really nothing.
I know. 996-0500. Call me with sweet nothings.
Take the Morning Mayor wherever you go. Download the WBSM app.
So, on the 5th of January, the governor pledged to hire a brand new head for the MBTA. Oh, my God. Who would want that job? Anyway, there's clearly, they did hire a new guy. And I bring it up only because this new guy, the Boston Herald, says, if this is the best they have, we're in trouble. So the Herald was writing a piece looking back at Philip Eng. He was the New York, he was there at the Long Island Railroad. Anyway, there is a piece looking back at the New York Times, who covered the disability and the overtime abuse problems at the Long Island Railroad. And that's the transit that this new head of the MBTA managed, Philip Eng. He made, they say he made a mark, but it wasn't a very good one. And so a lot of groups they're really confused, or more accurately, they really are angry that the governor would hire somebody with a track record where the disability and overtime almost sank them.
Take the Morning Mayor wherever you go. Download the WBSM app.
What do you think? Another Kennedy in the White House? Huh? RFK Jr.? Let's see. The way I understand things, the police chief up in Methuen was closer to a alleged mafia don. And Politico is saying that the police chief repeatedly broke the law up there. I've reported on this guy before. And a new city commission report found that former Methuen Police Chief Joseph Solomon ran the police department like the don of an organized crime family and repeatedly broke the law during his 15 years in charge. And let's see, this report opens the door to serious criminal charges against the former chief as a former close associate started to whistle while he worked.
Take the Morning Mayor wherever you go. Download the WBSM app.
You have to forgive me. You know what? I would love to be the headline editor, Kate.
Oh?
I'm not saying that they would be accurate, but they would sell papers.
All right.
All right. You get paid Friday. Good morning, Kate.
Good morning. 4 people are dead after an avalanche Sunday in the French Alps. Another 9 were injured. Authorities said the avalanche took place in the middle of the day near Mont Blanc. Senator Lindsey Graham says the U.S. should consider sending troops to defend Taiwan. Appearing on Fox on Sunday, the South Carolina Republican said if the U.S. doesn't up its game in the region, there's going to be a war. Graham also suggested blocking oil shipments to China from the Middle East, sending F-16s to Taiwan, and increasing training for Taiwanese forces. A top Biden administration official says a Texas judge's ruling on an abortion pill could set a dangerous precedent for all FDA-approved drugs. Health and Human Services Secretary Xavier Becerra said on CNN's State of the Union the FDA approval process would be turned upside down if one judge is allowed to impose his own opinion over scientific research. Becerra said his department has already filed an appeal against the ruling and admitted there was a good chance it could go to the Supreme Court. Investigators probing the potential mishandling of classified documents found at former President Trump's Florida estate likely have very good evidence that he obstructed justice. That's according to former Attorney General Bill Barr. Appearing on ABC's This Week, Barr said the case comes down to how long it took the government to get the documents back since Trump had no claim to them. A New Jersey imam is recovering after being stabbed during prayer services on Sunday morning. It happened at the Omar Mosque in South Paterson, about 21 miles northeast of New York City. Officials say the alleged attacker had been to the mosque before, but was not a member. Congregants were able to hold him until police arrived. The 32-year-old suspect is facing charges that include attempted murder. He's scheduled to appear in court this afternoon. So far, police don't have a motive, but reportedly they don't believe it was a hate crime. Picket lines are expected today at Rutgers University's 3 main campuses after the campus faculty voted yesterday to strike. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy is now calling on both sides to meet with him in Trenton. King Charles III will be coronated as monarch of the United Kingdom in less than a month. Michael Kastner reports.
The official ceremony for King Charles and Queen Consort Camilla is set to start at 6 a.m. Eastern Time at Westminster Abbey on May 6th. It's the first coronation there in nearly 70 years since Queen Elizabeth took the crown before becoming the UK's longest-serving monarch. Charles will be crowned with St. Edward's crown made for King Charles II way back in 1661. I'm Michael Kastner.
The northeastern U.S. will be seeing record-breaking temperatures soon. For the first half of the week, temperatures will be normal, but they're expected to reach summer levels by Thursday and Friday. Areas like Philadelphia, New York, and Boston will be heading into the 70s and 80s. Your local forecast coming up next. The Super Mario Brothers movie is this week's top film in North America. The Universal release, based on the Nintendo video game, earned just over $146 million in its first weekend at theaters across the U.S. and Canada. Coming in second is John Wick Chapter 4 with nearly $15 million, followed by Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves with $14.5 million. And an iconic breakfast mascot is having a big birthday bash this week in Palm Springs, California. Mark Mayfield explains.
Captain Crunch, delightfully sweet, sugar sweet, and fun to munch because it keeps its crunch.
Captain Crunch will celebrate his 60th birthday on Saturday, April the 15th with a pool party at the Margaritaville Resort. The party will feature Captain Crunch-inspired brunch items, a DJ, and live music. The free event is being held on the first weekend of the Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival in Indio. Captain Crunch was first introduced by the Quaker Oats Company in 1963. I'm Mark Mayfield.
In sports, the Bruins have now won the most games ever in a regular hockey season, breaking the previous record with 63 wins so far this year, and 2 games left to go. The Bees beat the Philadelphia Flyers Sunday 5-3. Next game with the Washington Capitals tomorrow night. The Celtics beat the Atlanta Hawks Sunday 120-114. First playoff game is April 15th. And the Red Sox play the Tampa Bay Rays tonight after beating the Detroit Tigers Sunday 4-1. Now for a look at your local forecast from ABC6.
We are warming up on this Monday. We're going to see a high today of 63 degrees. Overnight tonight, 41 degrees. And for tomorrow, warming up even more, 71 degrees. By the time we get into the end of this week, we could even be breaking some records. From the ABC6 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Skylar Spindler on New Bedford's News Talk Station, 1420 WBSM.
Right now it is 39 degrees and sunny. I'm Kate Robinson for WBSM News. Stay up to date with WBSM, New Bedford's News Talk Station. And get breaking news alerts with the WBSM app.
Captain Crunch. Mm-hmm. Awesome. I love that, Kate.
Are you going to head out there?
Maybe. I love it. I don't know if you were born yet. I love it when they play music that becomes a popular song from things like, Captain Crunch or anything that's commercial. Oh. Have you ever heard this song before? Listen.
I'd like to build the world a home.
Of course.
What is it?
Grow apple trees and honey bees and snow white turtle doves.
I don't remember, but I do know the song.
I'd like to teach
Like You. Coca-Cola is the real thing.
I really like Kodachrome.
That is a great song, huh? And then you have Times of My Life, or something like that, where they used it for camera and Kodachrome and pictures. Nice song. Yeah. Alrighty. We have a lot of news to share. This morning, I don't know why, I got the taste for an orange muffin. Yeah. Remember the Hostess things? Orange used to satisfy me because it was the icing, I think. You know, I like the orange, but it was the icing that brought it together, right? Sunrise Bakery. They are the orange of our hearts. They are open right now after celebrating a fabulous Easter, thanking all and everyone for all of your loyalty and all of your faith in them. And, of course, you know, they had a lot of sweetbreads over the weekend and whatnot. Of course, today is a work day, so pick up your coffee. Or maybe you want something else to have for lunch, something like a chicken salad. How's that? That sounds nice, huh? They have a lot of beautiful sandwiches there. They even have a cassoulet. That's right. So, Sunrise Bakery and Coffee Shops is the place you ought to go. I don't know if they have orange muffins, but I would like, orange muffin with that kind of frosting on it. I also like, as long as you're asking, I like orange floats, you know, the creamsicle kind of flavor. That would also go very nicely, thank you, in a muffin.
Take the Morning Mayor wherever you go. Download the WBSM app.
Remember? I used to... That song made Coca-Cola so much money. Oh, my God, huh? All right, who sings this, huh? That's right, the New Seekers. And the challenge is if you can listen to this without thinking of Coke. Failed, huh?
1420 WBSM is now also on 99.5 FM.
That's like listening to the William Tell Orchestra and not thinking of the Lone Ranger.
Take the Morning Mayor wherever you go. Download the WBSM app.
It's Orange Muffin kind of day 739 with the Morning Mayor. And earlier this morning I was talking about Scott Merzbach of the Daily Hampshire Gazette wrote a very interesting story about the protest at UMass Amherst, all right? Now, before I get to that, remember there's a vigil tonight at the University of Dartmouth for the young man who was tragically killed last week and another UMass student who also died relatively, recently, and the vigil's at 8 o'clock tonight on the quad there by the library. So Scott Merzbach reports this protest at UMass Amherst where, are you ready for this? Students called for shutting down the school's police department completely. Redirecting, wait a minute, it gets better, all right? So now they have no police department, if they were to get their way, and redirecting all the money of the university's police department, all right, shifting it toward creating housing. Now, I don't know if the housing is for the students or, plain housing, but whatever. Even if it's for the students, I don't care who it's for. Can you imagine shutting down the police department? And this is part of what I was talking about earlier this morning, folks, about the loud left. The loud left. They have gone too far. And voters in Massachusetts are much more moderate than people think. This is Liam Kerr speaking, and he owns, or he is the head of an advocacy firm, Priorities for Progress. So he is he is a Democrat. He is a liberal. And he's saying that in his own party, the left are way too radical. That's basically what he's saying. He surveyed registered voters in the Bay State. Let's see what he came up with. The roomy distance, first of all, between Elizabeth Warren and Maura Healey. Football fields apart politically, with Warren being way out there in la-la land and Maura Healey right in the middle where most of the voters are comfortable. And so, more so, why is this important? Because it's showing you the two different ideological Democratic parties you have. All right, folks, that's what I'm trying to do here. You have the far loud left is what he's calling them, and then you have more moderate voters, and this is what he's saying is moderation is what wins elections, but that is a very, very tough sell when you're a cowboy.
Take the Morning Mayor wherever you go. Download the WBSM app.
All I can say about it is keep on chewing that potato stuff, whatever it is you have in your mouth.
How can I be sure in a world that's constantly changing? How can I be sure?
A lot of my commentary is put in music form. It's part of my psychosis.
Whenever I'm away from you.
Plus, I just like damn good music. Good morning. 747. Not only the plane, but the time. All right, we have very interesting. I'm finishing up this very nice article that you can find in the State House News Service and other places about this pollster by the name of Kerr, K-E-R-R. And he is a progressive liberal who's saying that the loud left, and those are the wokers, those are the ones who get most of the attention because they know they're masters at attracting media, all right? And so this liberal is saying that there is just too far to the left that they have gone, and most people are moderates in this state. And he says the kind of governance is moderation, a brand of politics that Kerr says plays excellent in Massachusetts. My, they're giving you the answer.
New Bedford's news talk station, 1420 WBSM. This is the voice of New Bedford.
Ain't no answer. 748. Nice of you to join us. Man, when I heard this, I said, oh, this is life imitating art. Somebody went through the movie theater yesterday on Cape Cod, crashed his car. I don't mean, just hitting the marquee, going right through into the movie theater in Dennis yesterday. And Entertainment Cinemas in the Patriot Square had to close, obviously, when they say the car not only crashed into the theater, but it shifted the structural design of it, meaning it probably is all bent, and good luck showing a flick in that, huh? Nice of you to join us this morning. Boston, whew, the Bruins broke the NHL record, and I think we have more coming. I just have a feeling. But, when the stars line up and you can't do anything that's better I think that's the exact atmosphere that the Boston Bruins are in. That's why they made National Hockey League history.
Get breaking news alerts, stream audio, send us text messages, and get live traffic and weather updates all on the WBSM app. Download it now from your app store or at WBSM.com.
You know what else I was thinking yesterday? I heard that a half an hour after Easter services, the Faith Lutheran Church in Cambridge started a fire someplace. I don't know where the fire started, why it started, but when firefighters got there, it was an inferno. So, you fire experts know, but it's under investigation. It was just so sad that a half an hour after the resurrection liturgy, you have a fire. Anyway, we'll check back and see if the folks can rebuild. Or I saw this steeple, beautiful steeple, with a gold cross on top, and you could see the smoke and flames coming out, but I don't know if they could save it. We'll have to wait and see. And the best New Bedford Fire Department, the best. The crews were sent out to Blackmer Street yesterday afternoon. The house was heavily engulfed in fire, according to Chief James Fortin. There were 5 people living inside the home. They got out, thank God. Yeah, they got out safely. But you know what? They lost everything. I mean, can you imagine the clothes smelling and just terrible. They have to start all over again. What do I blame the fighting on in the Middle East? I don't blame Trump. I'll tell you, there is a blame here. If you think about it, folks, we have Easter and they're beating up each other. Can you imagine this happening? Anyway, I do have a theory. Blame Adam and Eve, because I'll tell you, things have been downhill ever since, haven't they? They have. Do you agree? Oh, yeah.
Jericho, Joshua picked a battle around Jericho, and the walls come tumbling down. They got no fin. Joshua picked a battle around Jericho.
Good morning, Heather. Good morning, Laura. Good morning, Larry.
Good morning, Sister Mary. Good morning, Brother John. Well, I want to stop and talk with you and tell you how I come along. I know you've heard about Joshua. He was the son of Nun. He never stopped his work until the work was done. They got no fin. Joshua picked a battle around Jericho.
You ever been to a revival?
Joshua picked a battle around Jericho, and the walls come tumbling down.
Depending on who you are, where you come from, you would either run or you would sit there all day long and bask in some great energy. I think that was the same energy that inspired this guy here, right here, Elvis. All right? It's just something that faith, I believe, brings forward. Speaking of faith, we have faith that you're going to show up for Freetown Celebrates Earth Day. That's right. And they're celebrating Earth Day with a nice cleanup Saturday, April 22nd. This is Freetown Celebrates Earth Day. And it's from 9 to noon, just 3 short hours. Free beautiful T-shirts. I have 2 of the loudest green T-shirts. I love them, Free T-shirts for participants. And stop by the James White Memorial Library during Earth Day activities. And what else? They'll give you bags and gloves. You can join the friends and neighbors and Carl and everyone else and make Freetown clean and green.
To the walls of Jericho, he marched with spirit and
You need more? All right. You can call the building department.
Man, that sunset is gorgeous.
Grill, patio, sunset. Hard to get better than that. Unless you're browsing Carvana's inventory while you soak it all in.
Oh, burger time.
So sit back, get comfortable. Carvana's got thousands of cars under $20,000 just waiting for you.
I could stay here forever.
Carvana, where car buying meets comfort meets convenience. Download the app or visit Carvana.com today.